What is up, man? Clearly, y'all know why y'all clicked on the video, man. We're gonna talk about the Miami Heat and how disappointing they've been through 4 games. Honestly, did not expect such bad of a start for a team that was mostly brought back together. And there are some positives. We're gonna touch on those, but I feel like personally there is a lot of stories that are being told that are coming to fruition. Certain players should not be in the rotation. And we're just going to, in general, talk about what's going on, man. Hopping right into it, let's start with the front and center, I think, should be the man that they signed last year, Kyle Lowry. Not really been the most efficient player. He's had 2 very bad games and 2 okay games. But mostly my biggest takeaway is his inability, just the team's general inability to not shoot threes, but specifically Lowry feels like he's not really doing much for us. Just in general, it's crazy because the starting 5 who's played 3 of the 4 games, Lowry, Herro, Jimmy, Martin, and Bam, they've looked good together, I would say, for the most part. The biggest issue with that lineup, and specifically with Lowry, is the inability to demand attention as a point guard coming out of pick and rolls. He's been very inefficient this year for something that should have been his strength. And I believe we're seeing the reins be passed over to the player starting next to him is Tyler Herro. And I would like to see that happen, that exchange happen faster. I watch the games with my dad all the time. Shout out Pops. But every time we watch the games, I try to tell my dad every single time why are the Heat not running more spread pick and roll? Spread pick and roll is essentially where you have the ball handler and the screen setter. So in my opinion, what should be happening, it should be Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo involved in 2-man sets. You put Jimmy in a corner, and you put whoever else is on the floor. So Lowry and Martin, wing 3 corner, and just space the floor out. So you have essentially a 2-on-2 with Tyler, who's been one of the best pick and roll players in the NBA so far. It's only a 4-game sample size, but we've seen this before. He's the one who knows how to get Bam the ball. So I would like to see him and Bam, because a lot of people are going to, get on Bam. He hasn't been great. I'm not here to defend the man. But at the same time, the spacing issue with this Miami Heat team when Bam and Jimmy are on the floor is massive, especially when they're trying to get into these pick and rolls. There's a difference when they run pick and rolls and Jimmy's in the dunker spot, and when they run pick and rolls and Jimmy's at the 3-pointer in the corner. They did it a couple times today. Jimmy was in the 3-pointer on the corner, and he ended up getting 2 threes out of it. Once was a Tyler pass, the other one was a Gabe Vincent pass. But it's just, I need to see Bam be put in areas with more space to achieve this, and I think essentially making him and Tyler work in more space is going to be more beneficial for the team. Jimmy's been what he does in the regular season, man. It's not playoff Jimmy, but he is not bad. So you shouldn't be shocked from this. Caleb's been decent for the most part, but I think we're going to get to the real issues here in a second. I talked about I need to move things because, man, this gets me kind of upset. We've talked about several times where essentially this man by the name of Dwayne Dedmon is on the floor, and he should not be on the floor. I'll be very honest. I'm fully off Dwayne Dedmon. I've been off Dwayne Dedmon for about a year now. People, for some reason, he's consistent. This, yada, yada. He plays 11 minutes and averages 2.5 fouls a game. He's over his per 36 numbers. He's almost at 8 fouls for 36 minutes. This man gets into immediate foul trouble. Doesn't really provide rebounding. Doesn't really provide much. I'm not going to lie. He doesn't really provide much. And I think the Heat, for a team that didn't make any additions outside of Nikola Jovic in the draft, I think you got to see how it's going to play out, man. I know Yurtsevin is hurt. I fully get that. But this is a team that desperately, desperately needs some kind of size. And yes, while I know Dedmon is better than, or bigger than Jovic and this and that, he doesn't provide the upside that Jovic does for this team, just in general, point blank, period. And aside from that, he's somebody who I don't really see being on the roster come after the deadline. So regardless, he's 4 mil that they're probably going to shut off anyways. So I think when Yurtsevin is back, hopefully soon, and when Jovic, like, incorporate these guys into your lineup, figure it out, because this youth, while I may not think it's perfect for right now, it's definitely worth a shot at seeing what it's going to become over seeing Dwayne Dedmon go out there and hack people play after play after play after play. Y'all get the fucking point, man. Like, it's really frustrating watching him go out there and hack people. And the other thing I kind of want to get to is Gabe Vincent, man. I know his stats aren't going to stand out, but we need to play him more. I'll be very honest, 22 minutes a game. He needs to play more. And even, I would say, like, I don't mind him and Lowry together. I think these lineups look pretty decent where we have two ball handlers on the floor. There's certain things to take away from. I just think Gabe is not a perfect player. I think he's a very, very good, very solid. Like, he just knows his role. He's very good on defense. Brings the ball up nicely. Knows how to make an extra pass. Knows how to read pick and roll coverage, is something Kendrick Nunn couldn't do when he was here. Just a very decent, all around above average player, I would say personally. His shooting hasn't really, 33%, but that's been the theme with this team. Like, nobody's really shooting the ball particularly well. I would like to see players who I think can operate in space operate in some more space. Oladipo coming back is I think it's gonna help, but it's also gonna create some issues because, he's gonna take minutes away from somebody. And I'll be very honest, I think if the Heat manage to get some kind of version of Depot back that resembles anything of his older self, they'll be extremely happy. But he is a very ball dominant player. He's always been throughout his career, and we've seen it time and time again. He does not really know how to play off ball because his shooting isn't his biggest strength. So I'm very interested to see once he comes back. I do think him and Jovic should come in together as a package. I think they'll play very well off of each other. Somebody he can outlet to, extra playmakers on the floor. It just this is clearly not the same defensive minded team that they used to have. But they should like full lean into offense, which is kind of why I want to see this Jovic just start to get incorporated, get more minutes, because he's 6'10". He's realistically, he's the only guy who is going to give you somewhat of a tall lineup with him and Bam out there, both around 6'10". It's just basically we need to incorporate some height. I want to incorporate some more offense. The defense is bad with Dedmon anyways, so Jovic isn't really going to be much better. So stop trying to get cute. Stop trying to ISO certain players. I feel like they're taking too long to get into their sets. So just like let the youth movement take over. Personally, I don't think this is a team built for contending with this current roster. So and I'm okay. I'm okay admitting that because I like some of the young pieces they have. I'm not saying go out here and trade Jimmy and no, I'm not saying all that shit, man. But definitely got to see what these young guys have, man. We're 1-3. The season's not over. It just started. But at the same time, at some point, if this continues to go downhill between Portland and Golden State and then the Kings, who, theoretically they should be, but they always give us a hard time, you got to take a good, long, hard look in the mirror, whatever it's called, and just really assess what's the best needs for your roster. Because at this point in time, clearly the vets that are playing aren't cutting it. So I would definitely probably lean towards the rookies a little bit. I would be very interested to see the distribution of minutes. I don't think there's a big drop off when Gabe Vincent plays over Kyle Lowry, dare I say. Sometimes I prefer Gabe Vincent over Kyle Lowry just because he provides some kind of juice in terms of getting to the rim. I feel like that's the biggest thing the Heat are missing has been rim pressure this year. Oladipo hopefully can provide some of that and maybe leads to better threes. But it's just they need to knock down some of these shots. That would obviously make things look a lot better, but realistically, I don't know, man. This is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for the Heat to remain competitive. There are some teams in the East that are looking very, very good. They've played. I think they've played 2 of them, maybe 3. Toronto's pretty good too, but definitely not an easy schedule to start. But you would like to see them definitely not lose 3 of the first 4 at home. As for the outlook for this team, again, just we'll see what happens. I believe in Spoelstra to help fix this team, but there's only so much coaching can do, man. I don't think I don't know, man. I don't think the pieces are correct with this team right now. Hopefully that changes. It's not the end of the season. Things can definitely turn around. I'm not just trying to sound like a Debbie Downer. Like, it is very, very early. But through 4 games, you see the Heat have some big weaknesses that they have not yet fixed. And that's my biggest concern with the roster is it's not enough. It feels like it's not enough. That's my complaint before the year. It's my complaint now. And you see like these teams are either getting better with age or getting better with talent, with acquisitions. And the Heat didn't really do any of those. And the young talent that they did acquire, they're not really giving them a proper just let them go out there and hoop. We need this team to take a step forward, and I feel like offensively we're doing the same shit we did last year, and it wasn't enough last year. It's not going to be enough now because our defense isn't as good. Our rebounding is still bad, so it is fucking time to let the young guys cook. Like, just let them cook. I love Eric Spoelstra. Literally, I think he's probably the best coach in the NBA, maybe top 5, top 3 for sure, whatever it is. But man, it's infuriating watching them run the same exact offense every single time. And like the solutions are sometimes so simple. It's just literally as simple as properly space the floor, but they continue not to do it. Jimmy got one play today, where he was in the dunker spot, high pick and roll between Tyler and Bam. Tyler got passes, man, and Jimmy looped from one dunker spot to the other. Very nice, very, very well timely cut. So his defender and Bam's defender were both guarding Bam, and he had like a free gimme on the other side of the rim. That's cool. Incorporate that every now and then. But I'm like, that should not be your number one option because threes are worth more than twos in today's NBA. And while that layup comes once out of every 20 pick and rolls, the corner three literally came twice today, and they ran that shit like 10 times. So it is fucking time that we make people sit in the corner sometimes. I understand it's not pretty, and you want to get these guys the ball because they're your best players, but sometimes they need to the spacing needs to be better for everybody to cook. If Bam is getting going on the pick and roll, if he's catching lobs, Jimmy's going to get better looks on corner threes. If he's knocking those down, the closeouts are going to be harder. He's going to get to the line more. It benefits everybody. Tyler's going to have more space to operate. By the way, guys, Tyler Herro's defense, are you fucking shitting me? This man is actually playing defense for the first time ever in his fucking career. I can truly say Tyler Herro is playing defense. Not bullshitting. He's not elite by any means, guys, but by the I don't even know how I'm fucking fumbling my goddamn words. He looks capable on defense. Not elite, but competent. That's all we need. That's literally all he needs. Competent. His offense just looks fucking crisp. My God. Just beautiful offensively. His rebounding has taken a step up. I think his playmaking is very good. He just doesn't have the proper spacing. And he drew a charge. Are you fucking shitting me, dude? He's been in the league for 3-4 years. He's never drawn a charge. He drew a charge this year. He drew 2 in the preseason. He drew 1 now. Again, Tyler is looking up. Be very happy we got Tyler Herro for that fucking money. Be fucking elated we got Tyler for that money. Be elated we got Bam for that money. I understand 14 and 8 doesn't look pretty from a guy you're paying that much money to. But trust me, guys, it's not really all on him. He needs better spacing to cook, bro. He needs better spacing to cook, and he needs to be more aggressive. Some of it is on him, but at the same time, his defense is still fucking elite. Bam is still very good on defense. Thank you for listening to that rant, man. I just had to let that off my chest. Starting 1-3 isn't a good look. Still believe in the team. Still gonna watch every game. It's my team, man. But definitely, let's get back to business, man. But as always, guys, stay clean, stay saucy, my friends. Thank you.